Do you want a free hack to decrease your risk and make more money? This hack is called strategic asset allocation. It is the key to success for the super rich like Ray Dalio, Warren Buffett, and Paul Tudor Jones. The beautiful thing about this hack is it works no matter how much money you have, $100 or $100 million. However, the ugly thing is if you don't use it, you can lose all of your money. Regardless of where you put your money in, stocks, bonds, commodities, or real estate, there will come a day when it loses half of its value. What goes up will come down. So if we will be wrong some of the time, where should we put our money? You have to diversify and spread out your risk based on your strategic asset allocation. Strategic asset allocation can be broken down to two pieces. Asset allocation basically refers to how much money you want invested in each type of investments. For example, 60% in stocks and 40% in bonds. Think of this like your typical dinner plate. There's a certain percentage of veggies, proteins, and carbs that you eat. Strategic just means that it is for the long term and not something you would change every day. If you change it often, then you're trying to time the market. Timing the market is one of the worst ways to make money, so don't do it. It's counterintuitive. We like to think that we're brighter than we actually are. We think that we will get in and out of the market at exactly the right time so we can profit the most. In reality, how often does that work out? Let's take a simple example. Have you ever switched lanes at a grocery store or in a traffic jam and then sat there as the slower people or cars go past you? You thought that you could get there faster, but you were wrong. The same applies in investing. Your strategic asset allocation protects you from the most dangerous thing of all, yourself, and your tendency to chase the next hot thing. When you or your fund manager actively trades, you incur costs like investment fees, commissions, taxes, and cost of your time. Additionally, you will need to be right about not only when to sell, but also when to buy in, down to the precise day. If you miss 30 of the best days from 1928 to 2021, your return will be basically half than if you had just stayed invested. Even if you were somewhat consistently right, your long-term profit is not that much better. Another thing you should not do is put all of your eggs in one basket. It's a basic and boring rule, but how many people will actually follow it? Can you imagine if you put everything into Blockbuster 20 years ago? Or what if you put everything into real estate right before the 2008 housing market crash? To sum it up, Warren Buffett once said, "Never test the depth of the water with both feet." If you're enjoying this video so far and finding it helpful, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button for more videos like this. Before you determine your asset allocation, you have to remember one thing. You must stick to your numbers in good and bad times. Just like how you don't change your spout when you see a hotter and younger guy or gal, you don't change your numbers just because there's a new hot investment in town. If you do, you will get killed either by your ex or by your new asset. What percentages you pick will depend on your goals, needs, risk tolerance, and stage of life. Although these numbers can change, they should not change often. For example, more than once every 5 to 10 years. What percent of your money is going into growth investments? What percent is going into safe investments? If you feel like you can handle more risk and you're young enough to do so, you can focus 80% on growth investments like stocks and 20% on safe investments like US government bonds. However, if you have a deep need for security or you're too old to take big risks, you can flip the numbers around, 80% safe and 20% growth. After you set up your percentages, you have to check on your investments about once a year. Why? Your investments will grow at different rates. Let's say you invested $100 and your allocation is 80% growth and 20% safe. If your growth investments went up 20% this year to $96, but your safe investments only went up 5% to $21, your allocation is now 82% growth and 18% safe. So you need to sell some of your growth investments and buy more safe investments to maintain your 80-20 ratio. However, when you sell something, the IRS wants a cut. If you want to avoid the tax man, you can use tax advantage accounts. These accounts are great for paying less tax or no tax. If you don't know what they are or how to use them, this next video will go over what tax advantage accounts are and how you can exploit them.